She worried that Grandma may have left her alone with Johnny, just like Mom and Dad did. Looking at Johnny, Sarah saw that he was still asleep. Quietly standing, she left the living room and walked toward the basement. Calling out softly as she neared the basement stairs, Sarah said, "Grandma?" Hello, welcome to In My Words. The book I am reading from is titled The Monster We Call Dad by D.A. Riles. This book is not intended for young readers. After each reading session, I will briefly give information about a chosen plant. I hope through my words you will gain insight, knowledge, and a deeper appreciation and understanding of this mysterious and intricate world. Though the road may be long and hard, compassion and beauty can be gained through the enjoyment of nature and experiencing its wondrous gifts. Thank you for joining me. The aging woman did many chores to keep the house clean. With so many people living in such a small area and with so many children, things were bound to get messy. Johnny was sleeping on the couch when Grandma heard the buzzer for the dryer. "Sarah," Grandma said quietly, "will you stay up here and watch Johnny while I get the laundry?" Sarah looked at Grandma and nodded yes. Grandma didn't like having the kids come into the basement, for there were no walls or rails to hold on to going down the stairs, only the beams which held up the house. Giving Sarah a hug, Grandma proceeded downstairs. Although it had only been a couple of minutes, Sarah grew uneasy. She wanted to be with Grandma. Fear began to grow in the young child as she sat on the floor by the couch next to her brother. She worried that Grandma may have left her alone with Johnny, just like Mom and Dad did. Looking at Johnny, Sarah saw that he was still asleep. Quietly standing, she left the living room and walked toward the basement. Calling out softly as she neared the basement stairs, Sarah said, "Grandma?" No answer. Again Sarah called out in a voice nearly above a whisper, "Grandma?" Still no answer. Panic began to overtake the waiting child. Although Grandma had given Sarah instructions to stay near Johnny, the little girl put it out of her mind as she carefully walked toward the basement steps. Finally reaching the bottom of the stairs, she scanned the room for Grandma. There she was, standing next to the dryer, folding the clean clothes. Uncertain what to do next, Sarah continued to watch Grandma. Folding the last item, Grandma grabbed the next load of dirty laundry. As she began to put the soiled items into the washer, Sarah ran towards her grandma, embracing the small woman's legs. Sarah said, feeling a little ashamed, "I got scared." "Oh my," Grandma replied as she touched Sarah's head. "You need not fret. Grandma's right here. Remember earlier today?" Grandma questioned Sarah. Shrugging, Sarah waited for her to continue. "Remember I said that I'm staying for a couple of weeks to help out your mom?" Sarah nodded. "So you don't need to worry about where I am, 'cause I'll be here." "Grandma," Sarah ventured as Grandma put the basket of laundry in her arms, "I'm scared." "Why are you scared?" Sarah shrugged. "Well, Grandma is here, so you don't need to be scared, okay?" Sarah nodded. As the two walked towards the steps, Grandma asked, "Is Johnny still sleeping?" Again, Sarah nodded. "That's good." Nearing the bottom of the stairs, Grandma heard the basement door close. Almost dropping the basket on the floor, the spry lady ran up the precarious staircase. Once at the top, Grandma jiggled the door handle. It wouldn't open. Johnny had accidentally closed the door on the two below, and it had automatically locked itself. Lena had told Thomas to fix the basement door many times so it wouldn't keep locking if the door were pushed shut. Thomas ignored Lena's request, and just as the little lady expected, the inevitable happened. She just wished it hadn't happened to her. "Oh my," Grandma exclaimed, trying to think of what to do next. Just then she heard Sarah's little footsteps coming up from behind her. A shudder passed over her body. She didn't like the children climbing up and down the basement stairs, for it caused her to worry about their safety. "Sarah," Grandma said calmly, so as not to startle the little girl, "let's go back down the steps." The two walked down together. As they reached the bottom, Grandma said with a stern but caring tone, "You must stay down here. so Grandma can try and open the door. If you come up the steps, you might get bumped, and I don't want you to fall, okay? Please, Grandma, can I stay by you? Sarah asked, pleading with her grandma. I'll be really careful. Not this time, Grandma replied a bit more firmly. I just don't want to chance it. Sarah understood what Grandma was saying, for she had fallen down both the upstairs steps and the basement steps many times. No one ever seemed to know why. It just happened a lot. Meekly, the young child complied with what Grandma said and did as she was told. Going back up the stairs, Grandma tried to open the door again, but it was definitely locked. Johnny, Grandma called through the closed door, try to turn the knob so the door will open. Grandma heard the knob wiggle, but it didn't open. She heard small giggles coming from the young boy. He thought it was a game. Grandma, however, was concerned for her grandson's safety, for he was all alone upstairs. Worrying that he might hurt himself, Grandma tried to think of a way to get Sarah and herself out of the basement. Today's highlighted plant is asparagus. Asparagus is a perennial, even in colder regions such as mine. They grow from 1 to 3 feet tall. They produce spears in early April to mid-May, depending on the coolness of the season or snow coverage. Asparagus spears are edible. The asparagus grows from rhizomes. The leaves have a feathery-looking appearance. In the autumn, they produce a green, bell-shaped flower, which then becomes a non-edible red berry. Birds will dine on the red berries, which are harmless to them. This plant should not be harvested for the first year of growth. In subsequent years, you can harvest more each year as the plant matures. After 3 years, you should be able to harvest nearly all of the asparagus spears. If too many spears are taken in the first year, it will slow the production for the following year until it has had enough strength to overcome the harvesting. Asparagus has been known to cause a distinct odor to urine, which is normal. This is caused from the asparagine, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, which is present in the plant. It is not harmful. Asparagus has been used in the treatment of roundworms, flatworms, and threadworms, for the asparagusic acid kills the worms inside the body. Asparagus is said to treat female issues such as infertility and possibly help to prevent miscarriage. However, as always, do your own research and know the plant before using it as medicine, for I am not a doctor. So for today, the highlighted plant was asparagus. Please like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to having you join me again next time, where I will highlight another plant, and I will continue to read from the book titled The Monster We Call Dad by D.A. Riles, which you can purchase from Amazon.com. Thank you for having joined me.